Hi guys, his name's Anthony Cummings.
Yeah! Right, we're here guys at the Natori meet and we've just arrived. It's Friday night. We are ironing because we are cool on a Friday night. We're drinking water and ironing stuff because we're hardcore. So what we're going to do is we've all met in a place. John's organised this. John Hayter, take a bow. So we can all thank him. He's organised this, and we've got an amazing snooker table room. Look at this. We're in like a hunting lodge. I think we will be killed during the weekend and eaten by the locals, I think. So what we're going to do is stick with this video. It'll probably be about an hour long, and we'll show you the weekend training that we get up to. Right, it's 10:30. 25 to 11. It's beer drinking time. How are you, John?
Yeah, feeling pretty good.
I've not had too many ciders.
Not
So we're on there. We've got Mark has been wonderful and just made us some bacon sandwiches. Say hello, Mark, to the people.
Hey guys.
Yep. So there's the old Mark. And what we're going to do now is go through some of the different sword types, different sword lengths, and we're going to go through some of the parts. Not in detail. We're just going to do the major parts.
Ghost step. Ghost walk.
From where?
From military.
And we're discussing the Shonin kit, the different walks. We're going on the, we're on page 12, and we're going through the three types of pommel. What you can use the pommel for, and we've got to walking silently through the Shonin kit.
So basically, actually, if you're outside, you can also move your foot to move anything out of the way that might make a noise, and then put your ball your foot down, and then roll on the outside of your foot, and then put pressure on the on your complete foot, making sure that you're not making any sound with it.
Why are you...
So in a more modern term for the military, a term we call shuffling. So if you've got a lot of weight on, you want to move fast over a certain area. Not so much of a run, but it's a fast walk which you lift your feet off the ground very small. So it's not large steps, it's a very small step, and it's just sort of running like that.
So you're basically shuffling and running at the same time, yeah?
You're shuffling, you're moving fast, you're not lifting legs up, you're not wasting energy, and it's a fast movement, especially if you...
Well, that's where you get that shuffling sound, don't you? That
exactly, yeah. So it's basically, you're not bending your knees very much, you're just...
Right.
Going.
So we're just going through Nukiashi, which we've decided, we're discussing is for in water. Suriashi, which is the shuffling step, and that's how you move through. And then you've got Shimiashi, which is restrained footsteps, which we're talking really restrain it down. And obviously you're transferring your weight onto that one because the floorboard's going to give it. And then you've got Tobiashi, which the Bansen Hukai tells us is for jumping between, or running between areas. If I'm remembering, sorry, off memory. And I think those are the 4 stealth steps. I think the next 6 of the 10 steps are actually so you purposely make noise and you change the noise. Unfade. Right. So we're picking the gimping leg, and you've basically got to make sure that your cover is perfect with this one. So we've gone for a left knee injury, haven't we? We've decided that the body is going to be shifted over to the right because the knee is damaged on the left, and also we're going to keep it straight because the muscles have been damaged. But also that the personality of the person is pissed off. So it's going to be a case of you moving this leg, you're going to run as little time on that leg as possible, and you're shifting, and then you're going to keep it straight, move it as little time as possible, shifting, and you're going to get that pattern going. So this is how we're going to do the gimping walk, like that. And then we've decided that the person is pissed off. But the question came about, is he pissed off at the people, or is he pissed off at the knee? So he's going to be like... Fucking knee. So he's going to be like, you alright John, how's it going? How's your day? How's your mum?
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fucking knee. You alright? How's it going?
Yeah.
So he's not annoyed at the people, he's annoyed at his injury. Because we've picked someone who's annoyed. So pick me another emotion.
Cheerful.
Cheerful person, yeah. He's like, same body dynamics. But yeah, John, how's it going?
Right.
Yeah, knee again, mate. So always, I'll be there in the end, don't worry about it. Yeah, so we've got to change the disguise that way. So that's like Shinobi walking of the gimping step. Fade to black. Let's have a round of applause for him. Go on, go on. Yeah. Right, we just went through off the skate. Right, what does waning mean?
Waning's when it's decreasing.
What's the opposite of waning?
Waxing.
Yep. What is a crescent?
It's like when you see the first bit of the moon, so looks like a C shape.
Okay, and what's the opposite of crescent?
Gibbous.
Right, I'm just reenacting that because we actually did it. We've got the old thing going where we're going through the moon and which side it comes from. And he got it right, bang on, didn't you? Yeah. Yay, 10 points to that, man. The mark, we're discussing hidden blades, and this is Mark's coat.
Yep, just normal jacket. However, inside the zip lining, there is a little zip pocket. It can be undone. And inside there is a little old friend belonging to my dad that is under 3 inches, so intent would have to be proven.
Right.
If I were ever stopped and it were located.
Guys, we've just had a pretty good experience actually. What we did is we switched all the lights off in the house and went outside into the garden, and it's in the middle of the Peak District. There's a bit of light pollution, but not massive amounts. But what just happened is I went to hide in the garden, and we were using some of the skills from the Shoninki, and I literally backed up a couple of steps, and all the birds just flushed out the tree. Totally gave my position away straight away. Bang, straight out of the Shoninki. And we've just been doing we can't show you this outside obviously, it's too dark, but we do it where we had someone stand up against the edge of the hedge row, and when you look at them direct you can't see them, but when you get crouched down and put your head to the ground, they illuminate against the silhouette against the skyline, which was just perfect. It worked bang on, didn't it, guys? It was pretty impressive. Yep.
Hojutsu, so that's guns, substantial and insubstantial, infiltration through forming friendships through common interest, and kind of threat perceptions and gut feeling.
Yeah, definitely. We did some of like peeling off, contact, military sort of, because we've got our military advisor over there in the corner. And then we've just basically talked about when you get that gut feeling and you think something's wrong, and I think it's called short splicing or splicing, I'll have to look it up. But basically, all your training and everything inside just registers something, your subconscious says something's wrong, and your gut feeling says, check that. But then your intellect will say, no, wipe it to the side, it looks alright, we're alright. But we're saying you should go with that gut feeling. And Natori says in there that people who are highly trained will get that sort of gut feeling, like, no, something's wrong. And what was the other one?
Forming associations based on common interests.
Yeah.
So finding out your opponent's interests, studying up on it, and forming a friendship.
Yep, and then the idea of defending against that. Don't let anyone. We talked about people in different jobs who've sort of had that. Somebody's come in and like, that doesn't feel right. Let's double check that. Cool. But it's now 1:15. We're all partied out because we are hardcore party people, and we're going to go to bed, and then we're going to get up tomorrow and do a full day. It is Saturday morning. We are now at the table. I say morning roughly. It's about 10 o'clock, isn't it? Maybe 10:30, something like that. But it took a while to get breakfast ready, and we're just going to eat that, then crack on, get showers, and start with the training. Right, it's morning, and we're now going through the steps that we did last night. So John's just about to do Suriashi. And turn, and we will then do Saguriashi. Superb. Nukiashi. Excellent. Right. So now Shimiashi. Can you imagine how difficult it would be at night in the dark, in silence? Right, we've just had a go at Zazen, and just a very basic, nothing, deep. It was a case of counting your breaths, keeping the breath slow, counting them, trying to get up to the number 10, and then reversing from number 10. But the moment an external thought comes in, you have to start again. So if you get to number 4 and an external thought comes in, back to 1. So, honestly, guys, what number did you get to?
2.
2.
6.
6.
3.
3.
3. I did it for only about 4 or 5 minutes and I got it to 3. So, well done, Mark. Is that an honest answer?
Yeah.
Right.
It was good, yeah. It was sort of like relaxing. Even though like occasionally I had external thoughts coming in, it's just nice to be able to like sit there for like an extended period of time and just be able to like try and concentrate on one thing.
You've got to bring it out a bit, and then it's a push and pull motion. So you have to have some sort of give in it. So the easiest way to do it is to bring it around the back and just drop it behind. Pull it down. That knot itself will catch onto your belt, and it won't come out too far. It's the easiest way to do it, and you just tuck that down there, tuck the rest down in.
Tasuki, you want to hold like the last end bit, you want to hold that in your mouth to begin with, and then you're taking it towards your left. Goes under your left arm. Under the right and then back over your left shoulder. And then you just tie this end bit in a knot.
Right, well, at the minute we've got our taskies on, which means we're ready for combat. We've got Omodachi, which means we've got our Hakama pulled up. As you can just pan across to everyone, we've got the chaps there. So this is combat ready now. And we've got Paul there, he's all ready. So this is how you would prepare for combat, basically. You know the shit's going down, you're going to have to prepare, tie your sleeves back, pull your Hakama up, let's go. We've secured our swords with the Sagio, and we are ready to kill people. Right, we've just started the debate, guys, about kneeling down with a sword. Is it correct or is it not correct to kneel down with a sword? Now, what a lot of people don't realise is you're not meant to kneel down with a sword, but most kata are done that way. But it does say in Natori Ryu, the only time you sort of leave your sword on when you sit down is when you're going to arrest someone, because they may fight back, but even so you're going through protocol of like having a nice cup of tea before you arrest them. And the other one is when you're at a seppuku, you're at ritual suicide. The inspector will sit 2.8 metres, but we don't have 2.8 metres, and he will keep his sword by the side. In fact, other people will keep their swords by the side, so it's perfectly okay to kneel down in this situation. And if Mark is not a happy chappy about this and wants to go, it means that John there can kill him if he tries to go, and you try to attack, and also you can defend yourself, Paul, because, yeah, he's got his sword in his belt ready to go. They're the only times you can wear it when you sit down. It becomes later that we've just been discussing it coming about later that people start to kneel down and do kata from that position. Very nice. So, boom, down, then, and it goes, yeah. Boom, yeah, now I'm going to fucking fight, yeah. I always find that last bit too difficult. I think I'm going to cut my thumb off here. So I'm always very slow with it and a bit clumsy. So let's do a speed sword test then, yeah? So we're going to drop as quick as we can and on the drop of a tenagui. There we go, there we go. Well spotted, Mark. Let's keep it down. One more. Oh! That's equal, I think.
No, he pipped on that one.
Did
the
it?
first one was
Yeah,
equal.
Right. Oh, nice.
That was
That was a tip touching moment.
oh shit, that was close.
I thought that was fucking. That was good. That was good. So we're going to just basically be practicing the sword draws. So he grabs the hand, boom, and we take it. Remember, lock it off and pull. He grabs both of them. I lock him down. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, let's go. We knife him 1, 2, 3. Twist and drag out. And then the final one is he grabs just the katana, lock off, knife. Yeah. So we're just studying Hoko Ashimoto, which is basically understanding the connection between the feet and the ground when you walk. So Musashi says, Gori no Sho, you've got an Inyo step, which means Inyo is yin and yang, and it means what you never do when you cut with the sword is just step once. You never step and that's it. Or you never step and cut. What you do is Inyo, which means step and bring up, step and carry on. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. No matter where you go, no matter how you step, it's 1, 2, always. Yep, according to Gori no Sho. So you've got your understanding of the ground, and then when you strike, it's 1, 2, 1, 2. Boom. Yeah, boom, 1, 2. You step and come with it. Yeah, so let's have a practice with that. Don't forget as well, guys, it's not one of those, we're not doing like Akira Kurosawa and looking cool in the wind. Yeah, cutting in Japanese swordsmanship is pretty much that. Yeah, bang, bang, and then when it's called chipping away the corners. When you've chipped away the corners and you find your opening, take his head off, or take an arm off. Yeah, so first of all, it's this cut. We're talking about distancing, which is what we're saying is the katana is 3 shaku, that's 3 shaku. The idea is we have a 6 foot distance between us, and this is that we're in the safe zone, and then we get to the danger zone. Sorry, just come. So this is the danger zone, because the minute most cuts go for the wrist. So once you get to the point where you can extend and cut the wrist, you're inside of the danger zone. So a quick exercise to do is we're going to push each other backwards and forwards and keep that position. Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm going to run you back. Yeah. So you've got to try and keep that distance, because once it gets to you, all right there. And then what you can do, of course, is you can circle and try and out-circle each other. And then what you're trying to do is push people into things. Yeah. Right, so basically, we've got to a duel. But I am Natori Ryu. Paul is Natori Ryu. So I have come along, I've seen him. I've got my servant to look up. These two are about to go to a duel. And I say to Paul, I'll be Tsukadachi, I'll be your assistant. And he nods at me. Or actually, the manual says he'll say, no, please don't do that. I will have the honour of killing him. But actually, he means go and do it. You know what I mean? So what I do is I will move around, and John's got to concentrate a bit on me now. So you've got 2 enemies, John. Yeah. Right. Oi!
Oh, sorry, your hand alright?
There we go. So what it is that exactly, that's perfect. Is basically, what you do is, as Tsukadachi, you still want your friend to have the honour of the kill, but what you do is you shout, so he's going to be fully aware of me, and then I kiai or shout as though I'm going to go for it. And the moment his head turned, which exactly what it did is, he will run in with it, and then he's got to battle 2 people. We're just about to do a torchbearer, so you can see John is a torchbearer, he's stood behind, so they start moving forward in the dark. They have now clocked that someone's there, so they swap positions. So the samurai will drop back, the torchbearer comes forward. But he's not a threat. If you notice, he's moved him to the side. The swordsman's gone behind in the dark, and they've carried on, retook their position, and that's it. Perfect. Excellent. Can you do that one? Right, guys, what we're doing now is we're going to do from the Natori Ryu, where it's you move to the dark after you've realised somebody's going to attack you. So the samurai is moving up. The enemy is coming down. They notice him there. They swap positions. He draws. Torchbearer is making an annoyance of himself while the samurai's gone into the darkness, comes around and kills him. Remember, that torch only has a couple of meters of light, so he's totally in the dark. That is straight out of the Shoninki and out of Heika Jodan.
on these straight swords.
Sure, the handle, yeah.
That's fine. And even your green one.
So the actual cut, Natori says, is it's a, what you've got to do is have a good move forward motion and then a pull back. So I'm not going to show you the kenjutsu viewer. Let's say we've defeated that point and I've got his sword out of the way, and the idea is I've pushed it over and I give it the, that's where the cut comes in. It's on, okay? So you're moving forward, bang, and that's your cut. So we've gone in and got bang, and then I'll do it on any point of him. And if you're moving towards me, I've got to hit with this part here, the curve of the sabre, if you like. It says don't hit with the point. So if I'm doing it, and it says if you're too far away and you do this, you're making nicks on him, which is going to hurt him, but it's not going to kill him. But if you reach onto this point and boom, it will really, imagine that. You only need ½ inch, a few millimetres into your neck, and you'll be finished there. So arms, pull in, slice, breathe. I'll hold it. Yeah. Mark's having a moment because he's lost. So basically, guys, what we've said is we've told everyone to have a 15-minute lecture ready on their topic. Aging Hippie was going to be doing ninjutsu, Mark's doing siege fortifications, you're doing Chinese classics, was it?
Yeah, military classics and historical battle.
Yep, and yours was?
Application of karate.
Application of karate, because he got his second dan last time we were talking, so that's what he's doing. And the idea of this is to get people used to talking or giving lectures or giving pointers to crowds, and of course also to do a bit of research. So okay, what we've been working on is basically, so I am going to do 3 strikes against Chaz and he's going to move his hand. So I will strike once, boom, move, one, boom, move, move, and then he's going to do it to me. Yeah, that is the exercise we've been doing. So the next one is, I'm going to come in overhead and he's going to cut the wrist. So he's just going to try and cut the wrist. So do that 3 times and actually cut the wrist, yeah? Boom, boom, boom. We're a bit limited on space, to be honest. So the actual counter to that would be, as I come to strike, I will take that off and then I will cut. Yep, so go for it. And then what we'll do is we'll put the final thing in. Right, from the Go-Rin No Show, we're going to go through the 4 different types of receiving or parrying their sword. So the first one is the strike and bounce. Yep, one more time, straight on. And you'll probably side slam it. One more time. And this leaves you open for a riposte. Yeah? The second one is receiving. So when he comes in, you've got to receive with the back of the blade. One more time. And again. Yep, so it's each one you would receive his strike. The third one is the strike through one. So what you're doing is, with the first one you slap and bounce. This one, as he comes down, you connect with him. It's not straight on like Chong blade, it's almost like a 45 degrees sort of like slap down and then straight through. One more back up chest, one more time, go right down. Yep, and you leave it there, and that's part of the tactics, because once you leave it there, you'll then move up and you'll come into strike where you shift into another pattern. The fourth one is holding down. Boom, and again. And what this does is it encourages this movement, and that's when we're going to start pushing chest. We're going to get into a pushing match. Yep, so one more time. Go do it. Yeah. Go, yeah, go. Yeah, and find that moment. And there we go. And he's got to pull off, and one of us has to die. Do it again. Show us, John. This is what Natori Sensei says, that you'll get bends in his sword. He's got a bend in his sword and he's using a little hammer. That's it. Right guys, we are now at about 6 o'clock-ish, 5, 6 o'clock, and we are just coming to the end of the swordsmanship. We've concentrated a lot on swordsmanship today, just because we're trying to insert a little bit of the physical martial arts inside of these events and into the school, and we've used mainly Gorin no Sho. We've used Masashi's Gorin no Sho. We're enjoying a walk in the English countryside with the chaps, and the pub is closed. So, but this, for those Americans, this is Derbyshire. That's very, very nice, very English. And that is a English country pub. So we're doing language of war. A lot of people don't get this bit because it's in Japanese, and of course it's translated into English. So a Japanese text into English talking about Japanese words doesn't really work. But what the basic principle is you shouldn't use weak words inside of warfare. It's okay to use strong negative words, but they can't be weak negative words. Paul's going to give us a little explanation.
A strong negative word would be to say we cannot do that, we will get killed. That is not a good option. A weak one would be to turn around to them and say we might be able to do that, we might be able to get a bit up. They're giving bits of hope, and then the planners could go ahead with it and cause their disaster instead of rethinking what they're going to do by an assertive commander.
Killing yourself. Right, we're having a quiz. It's really exciting. It's like bingo on a Saturday night, isn't it? We're having a quiz of Japanese words. So we're going through some of the Japanese terms and people have to remember they are. And everybody's doing really well, to be honest. Right, we're on an evening meal. John has made a lovely meal for us all. We are going to have this. And probably drink some and watch films and things like that and chat. Alright guys, just to show how cool John has been. Right, we're discussing at the moment taking heads from the battlefield, and we're talking about why you would take your own ally's head. And the best way we've come up, and I'm blaming, who can I blame? Let's blame John. Please put the camera on John. John's fault, this is John's idea. Is basically, we're trying to explain to the ninja community, why would you take someone your own head? So imagine Krista and Budo Ryu have gone on the battlefield, and Dean and his lot have gone on the battlefield, and Krista, I don't know, Krista's gone down, she's been killed. It would be Chafin's job to cut her head off and take it home to stop sort of like Dean getting hold of the head. That would be the best way we can explain it. So, because Dean would be like, I need that head, I need that head, I need that head. That would be the prize of all prizes on top of his, on his shelf, wouldn't it? I've had a side by that. So what you got is like, Krista's gone down, she's got an arrow in her or whatever, and Chafin has had to saw her head off and come off the battlefield with it. But what Chafin would realistically so what would have to happen is Chafin would have to do it, because no one would believe Chafin would actually kill Krista, so nobody can then accuse the person who took the head of killing him. So that is the analogy we're using. Right, we're doing some homework. We're watching the movie Redcliffe, and we're basically looking at the way the language of war is used, and we're looking at tactics, and we're looking at a little bit of like historical stuff. We've got our resident Chinese historian over there. Let's zoom in on the John, who is doing an excellent commentary of the film of Tang and Han dynasties, which actually is quite good because it confuses the hell out of me. So he's given us some info, and we've decided to go through this film and check it out. Right guys, it is, we're still on the Chinese. It's been on for about 3 hours. Usually won't end. And I like the film, like, don't get me wrong, but it is a long film. We're just on the branding at the moment, so we've just got the stuff out. We're going to brand some Bokken, but we're going to have a bit of a test. And but the problem is everybody's been drinking port, and now we've decided, so we are a little bit tipsy, but we've decided to start branding stuff at this time of night. So let's see how it goes. Boom. Yeah, there we go. Right, it's now Sunday morning. I'm sorry I didn't say goodnight last night on the old Saturday. Is it Mark and Chaz are still in bed? Yeah. Again. Can't make breakfast without them. So we're here at the minute. We're in the conservatory. It's very nice actually, and we're having a chat about Western medieval warfare, aren't we? We're going through knights, Spartans, the usual works, Agincourt, longbows. In my life, I'm looking for what was the reality of medieval warfare. I don't mind when it was and which area and who it was, but sometimes when you look at reenactment or you look at people fighting, you think, would that really work in medieval times? Would they be really doing that if their life was on the line? That's the big question. Is it's not like a competition where I lost that one. It's like you're dead. You know what I mean? Or at least everything's been robbed and you've been sold off, and you have to be bought back. So it's not like it's either case of you're dead or your entire house, car, say life savings are gone, and you go back to your family and start again. So that's my question. Right, it's just after midday. We're getting changed and we're going to go back outside and we're going to do some spear stuff and probably some movement as well as a troop and things like that. So we're just all getting ready. Right, we're just doing a quick running exercise, and this is the idea of like touching each other to move at night. It's not in the manuals, and technically you would actually use your Sagio cord, but I just want to get everyone learning to run together. I want to try and get people in step, because actually samurai manuals do talk about being in step, and you've got to be a group of 5 people working together and to be able to move correctly. And then what I want you to do is take some turns, some figure of 8. And then line up like that, stop there, and then crouch this way. That's it, yep. Right, get ready to advance. Stand. Advance. In time, chaps. Boom. Boom, there we go. Boom. Right. Boom. Perfect. Now retreat. Well, not retreat's the wrong word, but withdraw, sorry. Thank you there, Paul. Let's not retreat, let's withdraw. There we go, battle language. And a perfect example. You know what we were talking about last night?
That's exactly.
Right, okay. Now do it at speed. Go. Excellent, perfect. Backwards again. Go, at speed. Then Paul, peel off and lead and go. And follow him. Peel off and get in step. Come on guys, come on. Pitch the space, get behind me. Pitch the space. Come on. Oh, if you think you come off. That's it, perfect. Right, I'm going to turn around and John, you're going to lead. Turn. Boom, go. Yeah. Right, we're in the centre of that balance, guys. Keep it. So stop there, guys. If you're going to run, you need to centre that balance. Keep it in the hips. When you want to turn and move, so you need to pull this in. Keep it central. Boom. Let's speed it up, chap.
Our brave warriors return from their scouting mission.
And then wheel it straight up. true. So, if you get practicing that, chaps, out there in Natori land. Strike. 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 And turn. Chaz, keep the line. Go. Strike. 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 So just for the viewers, guys, what we've been talking about, this is Natori says that when you watch people doing this, they'll be moving together in unison and they'll be striking in unison. It means they're lower level soldiers because they've basically had some basic training and that's all they've got, and they know how to keep in line together and how to strike down. So at the lowest level, Natori students, you should be doing that. At the highest level, you should be mastering the spear and moving independently. That's perfect. And then what I want you to do, turn around and go back and strike again. And remember, don't just move it as like a brush, actually hit someone in the face. So you might want to put a little twist into it, a little thrust forward as you do it. That's better. Okay, turn. This time what I want you to do is I want you to spread out a bit, keep the line. Your only job is to keep the line. But every time you move forward, I want you to imagine you're striking an enemy and move those spears independently. So imagine your own enemy and then you counter whatever they're doing, parry, strike, but you're moving together as one. If one of you drops back, you all wait for him and move together as one. So go. That then would be an example of higher level soldiers because they're fighting independently with their own martial training as opposed to like just bashing the enemy. But they're still moving in a single line. Now we're going to do something called the heart of the spear, and what this is you've got to imagine it's pitch black, it's night time, they've got to move forward, but what they do is they sway from side to side, and when they touch something and they touch, they'll come back and thrust. So we're going to do that, and I'm just going to instigate the touch for them. They don't know when it's coming. Right guys, go for it. Touch. Keep going. Touch. Just keep moving, guys. We'll just keep it on the exercise. Touch. 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 Turn around, enemy to the rear. Well done, chaps. Touch. Boom. Move forward quickly. Push them back. Touch. Touch. Excellent. Turn around. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, what a lovely turnaround. Right, in the spearsmanship, guys, what we're doing is we're adopting the Chudan stance, which is the basic first stance. So this is how to swap sides. So here we go, swap sides, chaps. And keep doing that and move forward as you do it. Go. Keep trusting. Go on, Chaz, keep up. Right, change sides. Thrust. Change sides. Thrust. Change sides. Keep together, chaps. Thrust. Turn. Let's do one more round of that. Thrust. And go. Thrust. Change sides. Thrust. 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 Change sides. Thrust. 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 Change sides. Superb. Stop and turn. Thrust. 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 Change. Thrust. 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 Change. Thrust. 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 Excellent. Now
Thrust. 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 Change. Thrust. 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 Change. Thrust. 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 Change. Thrust. Thrust. Turn.
Right, we're going to do, for those guys who are not with me, we're just going to do some very basic turning. And this is turning from the lowest level. And it's not really something you would do so much on the battlefield. It's a case of when you're drilling in a small hole, we need to keep together. We need at least some uniformity going. So what we're going here is, what you've got to realise is all these chaps here are starting with their left foot forward. So change arms, guys, and go to right foot forward. Change arms, go to left foot forward. So you've got to remember which side you're on. At the minute, these guys are left foot forward. So guys, you're going to turn to the right from the left foot. Turn to the right. You're going to turn to the left from the left foot. Turn to the left. Okay, they've got the left foot forward. They're going to turn to their right. You ready, guys? Turn to your right. And then they're going to turn to their left. So notice that's their left foot forward. They're going to turn to the left. So turn to the left. And then change arms. So now you've got their right, sorry, they have got their right foot forward. So now they're going to half crescent. So you're going to turn to your left, go. Half crescent, there. Turn to your right, go. So as you, Paul, I want you to now just demonstrate the crescent turning. Then change arms. Perfect. So all you're doing is you're lifting your spear, and you're turning in either a crescent, and then setting the spear on any side. So you're not changing. The key thing to remember here, guys, is you're not swapping your hands over as you turn. Just keep them where they are. So at the minute we're striking down and thrusting, striking down and thrust. Okay, chaps. Put some welly in, Chaz. And then what he's going to do, he's going to start adding thrusting. So parry, thrust, parry, thrust, parry, thrust. Perfect, now change over. Step, 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 thrust, parry, strike from above, step, receive and circle, parry. It's a night time, swing your spear, move forward, strike, step, change arms, strike, step, step, change arms, turn, mark. Right, Natori Sensei says when you've got a squad waiting and you're the commander, you're a captain of the squad, Gashira or Kashira, what you do is you give instructions to your squad members, but they do not reply. So what we do in Japanese warfare is we don't reply with an affirmative, because the captain can see if you've done it or not. And if too many people reply, then it gets all higgledy-piggledy. So you'll give instructions. So John, move forward 4 paces, crouch. Paul to his left, Chaz to his right. John, move forward 2 paces. Paul, 45 degrees left. Chaz, 45 degrees right. Set spear. Wait for enemy. Everyone stand up. Everyone create a line. Defend. Everyone start to step backwards. 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 Halt. Chaz, come backwards to your original position. Move backwards. Back into line. Paul, move backwards. Get in front of Chaz. John, backwards. Right, excellent, well done. It doesn't matter what you've got to do, we're just doing some exercise in the garden. Everyone face me, set spears, change arms, excellent, kneel down. Excuse me, Paul come forward. Chaz 45 degrees left, John 45 degrees right, set spear, check for enemy. Boom. Excellent. The point is you move men with commands and they will then actually follow it without repeating it back, and I have to observe that, and if they get it wrong I then have to correct them. So back in Natori, you guys have a go at this. Get your team in the open and get doing all these different things. So me and Paul, we've gone spears, we've gone down, swords we've crashed, they've gone down, and then we grip together, and then we're going into Yawara Torite, which is the hand sign. We're going to be fighting, and this is where obviously we're armoured, so we're going into the fighting that I've got to reach down and be able to draw my dagger and knife him inside of that. And remember, Natori Ryu, and in many skills, it's 3 strikes. 1, 2, 3. That obviously will make him keel over. Then you need 1, 2, 3. So we've done spears, they've gone. We've come to swords and clashed. The swords have gone down, and we've gone into hand-to-hand combat. And we're now pushing each other. We're trying to get what it is. I will draw and stab 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Get down. 1, 2, 3. Keep going till he's dead. And the aim is, get that dagger out as quick as possible. You don't fanny about on the ground. I know we've discussed this loads. Ground fighting is for civilian life. You don't want to be on the ground. So, we've gone into it, Paul. I can nick his dagger. Boom, boom, boom. I was reading Otaki Sensei the other day, was saying there in their school, they have a where they turn it on the back, so the enemy can't steal your dagger. So, guys, what I want you to do is walk in and just simply grab each other, and then go for your dagger. Or my dagger or his dagger, so, and then strike. So have a go, Paul. Yep. Go. That's it. Boom. And then, no back. So Paul come round behind me. You got to do his knife, and now start cutting. No, yeah. So coup de grace, and then what I want you to do is cut through, saw the head off. Yeah. So, well, remember, Natori Sensei says kill them first. Because the idea is, what we're doing is, Paul's got his dagger, we've gone into combat, and he's probably, people are trying to cut heads off. But what might happen is, they talk about them knifing. So Natori Sensei says, make sure they're dead first. So we're struggling, Paul, and you're trying to cut my head off, and I'm trying to get him. And eventually it becomes a struggle, and one of us, in armour, will win. Yeah? And that's the problem, because he's not gone. Watch Masteroid. One of us has tried to cut the other one's head off. Get that knife in, boom, and then start cutting faces off. Well done, guys, well done.
It's kind of resonated with the Chinese psyche for quite a long time. So you have Li Bai, the kingdom of Shu. Sun Qin, the kingdom of Wu, and Cao Cao, the kingdom of Wei, and they're all basically dukes. They're basically feudal lords, and Cao Cao has possession of the emperor.
Everybody's had a small presentation to do, except for Paul. Can we have a round of applause for John, please? Can we have some whoops? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Well done, and we've just gone through Cao Cao and some Chinese military strategy and things like that. So now it's now 3:30, and soon the young Chaz will be leaving us. Yeah. So basically, I'd like to say, obviously, to his father, Agent Hippie, I think he's really come on strong. Who else was meant to be here? John?
John Paul Blythe, but he's got a back injury at the moment, and Peter.
So John Paul Blythe, Peter, and was there one more? Oh no, your dad won it.
Yeah.
So your dad, so yeah, Peter at the minute is looking after his mum, so there's some problem there. So we would have 8 of us, wouldn't we? So that would have been good. So next time, guys, if you're ready for it, we're doing one in autumn, aren't we?
Yeah, should be.
Autumn. So we've got an autumn one coming on. So let's get 10 of us here. That would be nice. And start saving up for next year's Japan. Right at the moment, chaps, what we're doing is the Sagio cord. We are going to tie this back to the katana just to make sure everything's ready to go home and take it back and pack it. And Paul is our maestro.
The ties look like they're doing something, Natori.
Are they?
Yeah, they're going on a night mission.
One sec.
It's Andrew's weekend.
Right, here is this is Mark's at the top. This is very, very pretty. Here's my diabolical attempt down there. I've gone wrong somewhere here, guys. So basically, I can't tighten at this end because I've done a twist wrong in it. So I can't tighten it more. So I have to undo it and start it again. Probably, but yeah, bang on for Mark. First go, Mark.
Yep.
Yep. And we've had Paul showing us. Right, guys. To make basic black powder, you've got to go 75% potassium nitrate. So let's go flat tablespoon, and that'll be 1 flat tablespoon, 2 flat tablespoon, 3. So that's our 75%. Then you've got 12% sulfur and 12.5%. That. You see, we haven't got a mortar and pestle, guys, so some of the sulphur is not doing it. So let's try. Good. Right, guys, so this is low quality, low grade gunpowder. It's sometimes difficult to light, but it goes in the end. Oh, go on. And that is pretty much how simple it is to make black ball. It's pretty shocking, actually, isn't it? The amount of times I've nearly had sulphur death. But that's what you are going to put into your torches. You're going to put into different fire arrows and all that sort of stuff. So that's black powder. Be careful, guys. You know, obviously, don't do anything illegal with it. Just use it for experimentation and be very, very careful. In the course now, guys.
Oh, nice. Nice. Great.
Right, we've got John Farthing there, and we've got Anthony Sforza. Say again.
Sforza.
Oh, okay, right, okay. Cool. So these guys have come on. We're Skyping in from America. Everyone is always welcome to Skyping on these courses. Of course, you can't. You can't always get involved, but these guys, you Americans, are always invited over. We could probably pick you up from Heathrow, and you know, you can spend a few days here and come over and stay with us if anybody wants to come over for 5 days. So say hello to everyone.
We're in the country, hola.
And that'll be it. Right, we're going to carry on chatting to these. Hold on. Right, we're going to carry on chatting to these guys. We're going to eat, and then these two are going to jump away. So all right, I'll see you later. Right, we're at the, almost everybody's gone now apart from me and Paul. Me and Paul here, we're on the snooker table, we're just wrapping all the kit up, as you can see. So we are just packing away, and Paul's going to go through with me correctly folding hakama, because I never get it right. Right, chaps, we've finished the course. Everyone's gone home apart from Paul. Paul's staying the evening with me. All's done. I think it went really well. I really, really enjoyed it. In fact, it went too fast, if I'm honest. There's been some vast improvements from last time. Basically, everybody seems to be getting into it better. They seem to be all this, like changing it from Book of Samurai into actually functioning things is starting to take shape. And I've trying out a new combat basic system for people, so they've got something a bit more solid in the centre of it all, and that went down really well. So and also the first time we did this course with some of these guys, there was a terrible sort of like sharing of responsibilities. Like some people didn't even bother looking at a washing, you know, doing any washing, and some people didn't even touch the cooker. And you got a very, and I did pretty much most of it. And I tend to, what on these courses, if you come in future, I tend to just watch and see who naturally cleans and who naturally doesn't clean, and who naturally cooks and who doesn't. You sort of mark off those who are, and it gives you an insight into who's naturally helpful. It's been quite good. It's not perfect yet. Some people didn't go near the washing up bowl. Some people didn't even go near the cooker. And but it's all, well, I'm going to make a chart. But apart from that, I think everybody's working. Because you've got to remember, apart from the training, you've got to live together and, you know, be a community together. So it's about shared responsibility. So, but that's it, guys. We're at the end of the weekend. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure if you're in America, you're in Europe, you're more than welcome to come to these things. We're getting a really good sort of like Natori spirit going off now. So if you're interested in what we do, just search Natori Ryu Hub on Facebook and it'll be all sorted.